All right, welcome in game 4, potentially decider match here, depending on how this game goes. We've got Bengalis for Repard, and it is Vikings for wide, and we're on Northern Isles. So these are the only civs really that could have been picked here. I still question a bit that Koreans were not chosen by either player or band. Feels like Koreans are vastly superior, I would almost say, to either of these two civs on this map, but well, we'll see. Vikings, obviously, we know the Vikings, and we know what they can do on water maps. We know what they want to do. It ends up being a lot of longboats. Bengalis, though, Bengalis are kind of the forgotten water civ, I think. A lot of even in like water-themed tournaments, like SalzZ Cup, Bengalis were very rarely chosen compared to almost any other water civ. And I think they're a little bit underrated in that regard. They do have, I mean, their dock is wide open, right? They get everything, basically. They don't get heavy demo, I guess. But really good dock tech tree. They have healing ships, which is really nice. And also, no, that's Dravidians. It feels much better than I think people give them credit for sometimes. The healing ships especially really can provide a lot of value if you're on top of your micro. So we'll see how good Repard can do here piloting the self-repairing Bengali Navy. Worth noting, both of these civs are pretty bad on land late in the game. Like Bengali monks, obviously really good. They just don't have the options, right? Elephant archers, maybe if you can get into it, but it's very expensive in 1v1s. And well, I think the Viking struggle on land is well documented. Back dock for both players. And all right, we'll see. For now, we're just going to peacefully push in some deer, scout around with some transport ships. So Repard is going to find Wide's dock back here, which is potentially relevant. Going to take Wide a while to find the dock here. He's gonna have to. He's already done almost a full circuit of the island, but the dock wasn't down yet when he came through here. So he's gonna have to do another sweep here. He's looking real close here. It's like, wait a minute, am I missing something here? So might be easier for Repard to find early damage here if both are going for fast feudal navy, which is not a given. Sometimes Vikings greed it out, right? Try and just go FC into longboats immediately. We'll see what Wide's plan is here. I don't think that's a good idea usually, but maybe. Step 1 of the plan is to transport over the scout over to Repard's base. Repard, of course, probably not going to have loom prior to feudal age, right? So maybe there's some damage to be found here. And can we click up now? Yes. All right, so feudal age on the way for Repard. Wide, still hanging out. So maybe it is going to be a fast castle after all for Wide. Also worth noting, like, we didn't even push in all 3 of the closest deer. Wide didn't before transporting around, so leaving a little bit of food here. All right, feudal age on the way for Wide. He's going up 23 villagers. So could pull off a pretty decent fast castle, I believe. With the fish behind as well, should be good. Wide has not disembarked his transport ship yet, by the way. He's just had a scout hanging out in here. He's going to find the dock, and wait a minute. No loom. Found the dock villager. This was the plan all along, I suppose. He was just waiting to find the dock so he could do this. Quick walls for Repard. Quick walls. Oh. Oh. No, villager dies. Good snipe. Really good snipe for Wide. And now he gets back in the transport ship and he's out of here. Drive-by. Good value, though. That's good. Punishing these no-loom Larrys here. Going up without it. I think Wide also went up without it, to be fair. But still good to see it punished every now and then. Market Blacksmith. So Repard's actually going for the FC as well. Bengalis do get the extra 2 villagers as they age up. So that somewhat counteracts. I don't actually know which is better, but probably on most maps it's better to have the Vills than the Wheelbarrow, right? Because Wheelbarrow is it's not mostly a farming bonus necessarily, but you get more bonus from Wheelbarrow on farms than any other resource. And obviously you're not making farms super fast on this map because you've got the fish and everything. So I think the extra 2 villagers feel quite a bit better in this particular instance than the free Wheelbarrow. Castle Age on the way for both. Wide was a little bit late on the blacksmith, so had to wait an extra villager, but can click up now. Repard tried to do the counter transport ship here, but there wasn't enough space to disembark inside the walls, I guess. So Wide's villager remains happily intact. Got fire galleys coming out for Repard. Wide's just waiting for longboats. Alright, still a relatively peaceful game. We've only had the 1 villager lost. Well, now this villager is stuck. She's fished all the shore fish up and now can't leave because of this stupid scout. That's a little annoying. Scout is coming back for Wide, though, so maybe he can jump on this a little bit. Okay, we need the villager to help out. Scout gets back in the transport ship, okay. Just needed to be there long enough for the villager to leave. Fire galley has arrived forward for Repard, though. He's getting war galley already. So fishing economy back here for Wide is going to be in some peril early on. You need to I actually don't know what number of longboats you need before you can start taking fights against fire ships. You probably need a decent amount. That was nice. Sending that the fishing ship this way, really pulling that navy out of position allows Wide to maybe save some more fish here as he's trying to get longboats out. Second TC for both players as well. More docks in the middle here for Repard. Scout still transporting around, but the transport ship's going to be in danger here. Maybe just passing, never mind. Fire ships find the rest of the fish. There aren't enough longboats yet, I suppose. And the scout's weak now, so probably can't jump on any more villagers. But can still take a little peek around the eco. And find the second TC, maybe. Third TC here for Wide. On the stone as well. And, well, I mean, this fight feels like it's going to be pretty good for Wide, right? If we can actually see a decent mass of longboats here, they should deal easily with the fire ships. Don't want to be losing docks, though. You need to get your mass up decently well before your docks start going down, or else things start getting a little trickier. Eco's really tough here for wide. Losing the fishing ships like that really hurts. Ooh, losing these longboats like this would also really hurt. One longboat goes down for free, and one is taking damage here. Because now we're on 3 TC, but we've got like 8 total on food, which is barely enough to keep 1 TC running. I don't know why we're floating so much res here instead of making longboats. Monk almost killed there by Repard's scout that's still hanging out. Uh-oh. Transport ship is going to go down. Monk trying to get inland, but he gets fried. And that's going to be 2 docks down. I don't know. I don't know if 3 TC opening is ideal here for wide. I think you just go heavy longboat production to start. 3rd TC now being added in for Repard. And there are no docks left for wide. And like, what are we doing if we're Vikings without docks? What's the game plan? Wide's getting on stone. So, I mean, at this point, you kind of need a castle to carve out some shore space for yourself so you can start getting back on water, but... Okay, those 2 longboats that are still alive are actually finding value in the back at least. Repard was thinking he could just freely produce fish now. But it's going to be a couple fishing ships down. He does have most of his fishing eco in the middle ring here, so I don't think the longboats will be able to snipe those at least. Fire ships have to respond. This is a lot of fishing ships displaced at least. I mean, the positive is that the food eco is way better for wide here. We're up to 19, actually that is 23 farms, and we already have handcart with the Vikings, so the food eco is going to be flying in for wide. The downside is that you're spending a lot of wood on these farms. And, I mean, eventually this map becomes a wood map. Like, it's a wood game eventually. So ideally you want to have a good fishing eco over a good farming eco for long term, but maybe you can hit a decent timing here. Get up to imp maybe, get good upgrades. I mean, we never even got fletching, right, for the longboats, so it's kind of a weird opening here for wide to me. Monks are here to at least protect this dock for now. Still no production really. I think wide wants imp. Feels like he wants imp. He's got both of his own relics, which is nice. Tried to get the middle relic, but obviously that was denied. Also, these fish are going to become pretty inefficient in the middle ring as we're fishing out. University. Alright, we're going imp, I guess. I don't know. We almost have a castle, so maybe if you can get a castle down, if you can go imp. Mass those longboats back up with upgrades, take some good fights, that could be good. War galleys have arrived now to combat the monks. Imperial Age is on the way, but potentially going to lose our only dock again. It's going to be difficult to hit a good timing window here, and Repard is not that far away from Imperial Age. Monks trying to evade the bolts of the war galleys and do so. Castle down here for wide. Okay, that with fletching and bodkin, I suppose it can cover some docks up in here, but Imperial Age on the way now for Repard. We gotta get these docks up ASAP. Also need ballistics is good. I would probably get Bodkin before the armor there, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, monks could get a couple conversions here, maybe. Maybe not. Hello? 1, 2. Okay, that's fine. Those seemed very long. Longboats are starting to come out. We still need Bogs Vigar. We still need Bodkin. A lot of upgrades. Obviously, elite longboat would be ideal. Still missing like careening and stuff too. Bodkin is necessary. Wide. Please. You have so much res. You have imps worth of res in here. Just get Bodkin, my guy. There we go. Ooh, that longboat was not set to garrison inside the dock. A little bit sloppy. Chemistry comes in. We're gonna lose another dock here, which really sucks. Greening coming in. Bodkin's now in, so that's gonna push back the Navy a bit, but this dock still does go down. Bracer coming in. Okay, we're getting there. Imp hits for Repard. He's going to get careening and bracer. There is no singular... Bengalis don't get... Yeah, Bengalis get cannon galleons. I think you got to tech into that pretty fast. That's your main unit to deal with longboats, is whatever siege ship you get, because longboats group up so much that cannon galleons or Dramens or whatever can get really good shots in there, like a mangonel almost. So I think you need to get into that ASAP. Lots of docks being placed here. Another castle. Are we able to mass up longboats fast enough is the question. Because there's a lot of navy on the field for Repard. Galleons coming in. Bengalis do get fast fire ship. Alright, pathing through the castle fire is not ideal here for Repard for sure. He's losing a lot of HP, loses a ship. Trebuchet is trying to deal with the docks, but can't really set up in a lot of places on this middle island. Elite longboats on the way in. We've got the docks set up. Can Wide produce enough to carry him through this? I don't know. Trebuchets are going to start working on the docks at the front. We have a couple docks over here as well. Castle is going to start getting trebbed down. We're now only missing Bogs Vigar, I think. Yeah, everything else is in now for Wide. So this should start to become a difficult fight for Repard. Repard also has not been able to get shipwright yet, which feels really bad to be producing all this stuff in Imperial Age without it. So Wide is saving more resources, technically. Mystery in for Repard. He's still missing dry dock. Trebs have been transported over. They do die pretty quick to the longboats, but we're losing a lot of longboats in here. Only one Treb went down initially. Excuse me. Castle losing a lot of HP here. Longboats. It's tough to know whether you dive on the Trebs or not here. I think you do at this point, but maybe not. We're up to 33 longboats. Castle goes down. Bogs Vigar is coming in from the back castle. That gives the longboats an extra attack. But the Navy fight's going okay here. Shipwright coming in now for Repard. It's later than you'd like, but better late than never. And, I mean, Navy numbers not looking too hot here for Repard suddenly. Trebuchet goes down. TC does not. Castle in the middle for Repard. We're going to need to get that out of there. You can't let your opponent sit in the middle here for sure. Regardless of how many resources you're saving as the Vikings. Pre-shipwright. Cannon Galleon's now on the way. More docks. Gold situation is looking okay for wide still. We have plenty of gold actually. As long as we can keep control over the front of the base here. We have gold for days. Coming around from the other side here. That does mean Repard can maybe push in on the right, though, if the longboats are on the left. Cannon galleons have to be careful they aren't pathing into the wrong place there. Just cannon galleons for both. No elite yet. And as longboats take a fight on the right-hand side, the cannon galleons are going to be engaging on the castle on the left. I like this a lot, actually. Also, fighting underneath the docks is unfortunate. We're now inside the range of the castle, Repard is, which is not ideal. Trebs are going to start trying to take out docks. Galleons are coming around the left-hand side, though, so the cannon galleons have to back up as conscription is coming in for Repard. Dock down. Other second dock down. Cannon galleons getting some shots in on the Trebs now. Longboats taking a really good fight at the front. Do the Bengalis have enough of a navy to deal with this? I don't know. At this point, you have to start banking up resources long term. I would not reseed any more farms if I was wide. I think he's not. But I certainly would not. Pushing in on this side is nice. Pushing wide off this gold, even temporarily, is nice. But you gotta prevent your castle from going down. Villagers going down on this wood line as well. Elite cannon galleon would not be a waste at this stage either. Fighting underneath the castle is a little tough for wide. Do we have heated shot? Not for either player, interestingly enough. This is not a good fight for wide. Why are we fighting right under that castle? Trebs moving in at the front again, trying to get this castle down. Trebs going down to the longboats, though. On the other side, 28 longboats. It's only 18 galleons, so it looks like it's going better than it is sometimes because the longboats stack up so much. It's hard to actually eyeball how many are in there. Repard is spending a lot of stone to repair this castle. He is pushing in on the right-hand side, though, as longboats are mainly focused on trying to keep the cannon galleons working. Repard is going heavy into cannon galleons. Or he's thinking about it, anyway. This is not a good fight for Repard. You gotta get your army actually fighting. Ugh. Losing a lot of galleons here without the rest of your navy engaging feels bad. Cannon galleons can also fire into the galleon mass and do some damage. Siege engineers coming in. That doesn't affect cannon galleons, does it? I think this counts as a ship, does it not? Maybe not. Is this a siege unit? Let's see. It would make sense for it to be a siege unit, I guess. It is. Okay, that's an extra range. That's nice. Well, we should see that from wide, too. Why do we not get siege engineers here? Cannon Galleons working away in the castle again. I still don't... I'm not 100% sure why. I guess every dock needs to be producing navy right now, but elite cannon... Or rather, yeah. Elite Cannon Galleons would go real hard in these fights, both against the ships and against the buildings. Infantry armor coming in, and we've got berserk raids. Berserk raids happening on the mainland. It's not pretty here. I don't know what this berserk is doing. He's having an issue. This is decent. Navy fights. Numbers are looking more even now for Repard. He's bringing more galleons in here. Still feels like he's consistently taking fights with only half his navy at a time. It's not ideal. Not ideal, but if it works, it works. And it is working. We're about to dip below 30 longboats here if wide doesn't back up. The castle remains standing for now, which means Repard can continue taking the res in the middle. We've got more berserks here, and we've got villagers here. Okay, so this is how wide thinks he can get back into the game. By raiding the land, I suppose. Okay, production has been kicked back up into gear here for wide. He's back up to 40 longboats. Cannon galleons getting decent shots in there as well, as a castle is dropped here for wide. Worth noting, Repard's been taking wood over here on the right side of his island the whole game. So if these wood lines are denied, that's the only wood Repard has right now. Basically, he's got this wood line back here, and that's like it. There's like a couple trees still back in the way back, but things could get real ugly real fast for Repard if he can't push this castle back and maintain control over these wood lines. Wide even going to take wood up here. I think that's really smart. Take as much wood as you can from your opponent. Longboats finding a lot of value back here suddenly. Killing off reinforcing galleons for free. I don't know if Repard's noticed this yet. He's trying to deal with berserks running through his eco. Castle's denying wood lines, and he's going to have to reroute where these ships are coming from. Villagers also dying on the middle island is unfortunate. Cannon galleons find another angle to assault that middle castle, but wood is the issue here for Repard. He's through this wood line. He's through this wood line. Where are we taking wood now? It's only over here as he places... There are so many lumber camps on this tiny little wood line. He's trying to put a lumber camp here, but I think this is rangeable by the castle, is it not? More villagers are coming. Give me your wood. Wide. SalzZ. Wide is going in hard on Repard's wood lines here. He's sending all the boys and girls. That's 27 villagers now taking Repard's wood lines. Longboats continue to take fights here. What's the number? 39 is still okay. We're losing mass here as Repard, and he can't really replace them. He's got no wood. Trebuchet here is going to go down to the longboats, I think. Unless the galleons can save it. Unless the villagers can save it, no. That TC goes down. Still has this wood line to take somewhat safely, but it's getting real ugly on Repard's wood lines at home. Longboats are going to be taking really good fights here, and without consistent wood income, how does Repard ever fight this back? I think Wyatt has done it. I think Wyatt is out. I was a little skeptical early on, but feels like there's not enough wood left to go here. How much is in here? Only 1,300 wood left on that wood line. He's gotta knock this castle down somehow. He's got another trub out here. Maybe if he can take this castle down, but Wyatt is going in through, I should say, going through these wood lines real fast, so I don't even know how much wood is going to be left to take back here. Meanwhile, at home, well, there's still wood available. Kind of available, I suppose. We really need to push in on this angle to take these wood lines, right? Still have some... yeah, wood line's not great on wide side either, but he's got plenty of wood in the bank, right? That's the difference. And this castle's going to go down, so this stuff can get cleared up, which means these wood lines are takeable again. Castle does go down for wide, but doesn't... I mean, that's going to keep Repard alive a little bit longer, maybe. But I still think long-term there's no way back in to this game, because this castle's going to go down pretty soon. We're at 37 galleons. That's it. It's 60 elite longboats, fully upgraded. We're sending more villagers, probably into the middle this time. These villagers are going to die, but it doesn't really matter that much. We're reaching the point in the game where you don't really need that many villagers because there's not that much res left to take. So just take as much wood as you can over here before these vills die and you're feeling okay. Yeah, that wood line's almost gone. This wood line will be gone real fast. Look at how saturated that wood line is. Longboat's coming in. I think it's over. I think it might be. I don't want to call it too early. We're still good population here, but castle goes down in the middle. And docks are going to be going down. Ships are going down. Bills are going down. Longboats ripping through these docks. Losing the cannon galleons there is a little sloppy, but I don't think it really matters. We're at 70 elite longboats. How does Repard ever have enough to deal with 70 elite longboats? I don't think he can. We're still trying to deal with these villagers stealing the wood. Ratha are dying to longboats. Look at this. Ugh. 75, make it 83 villagers are on this one wood line. I mean, that's the only resource left for Repard, right? There's no gold, there's no stone, there's no anything on this island. So there's really nothing for his villagers to do anymore. He can't even take the last few trees here because of the longboats. This is GG for sure. And I think he's going to have to come to terms with that real soon here. He's going to take one last fight, but the GG comes in and... well, maybe there's a reason we didn't see Bengalis that often in SalzZ Cup. Like, early on, the healing looks good, but... really great job from Wide to come in over here. At the same time, that was great awareness to realize that he could take a couple of wood lines. And sometimes that's what it comes down to. Repard was out of wood for too long. Couldn't keep up ship production, and the longboats just snowballed.